I want to thank as well as introduce our opening speaker who crafted the vision and leadership for this ambitious statewide initiative. When Secretary Bridges took on this role in 2020, he immediately focused on how to accelerate upward mobility for all New Jerseyans, especially those from underrepresented backgrounds, through equitable pathways to post-secondary and career success. It's my pleasure to introduce our state's Chief Student Advocate, Dr. Brian Bridges, to open today's convening.
Thank you for that welcome, Steph. Good morning and welcome everyone to Middlesex College. I want to thank you all for being with us here today for what I anticipate will be an exciting day of informative presentations and invigorating discussion. We intend to take away learnings that will allow us to keep building on this tremendous initiative geared to re-engage our some college, no degree students with the ultimate goal of helping them to return and complete their credential. And this work matters deeply in helping every resident realize their full potential through the opportunity that post-secondary pathways provide. But before I get too ahead of myself, I want to introduce and welcome Assemblyman Rob Karabinchak, representative from the 18th Legislative District that sits here in Middlesex County. His work and voice in the legislature has been critical on many issues. Understanding how access to affordable higher education can transform the lives of students, we are particularly grateful for his sponsorship of a law that requires institutions to provide students and their families a financial aid shopping sheet that makes it easier to understand college costs. Assemblyman Karabinchak, thank you for being here, and with that, I'll turn it over to you for some welcoming words.
Thank you, Doctor. Good morning, everyone. This is a great crowd here. As I just walked around just briefly with all of the colleges, the universities, the panelists, the students, this is extremely exciting. Just as a side note, my own story. I came to this college, and this is where I graduated. However, when I first came here, it was during the day, so I had classes during the day. And at that time, life throws everybody in different directions. Everybody has a unique situation in their own personal lives. Well, mine took me that I had to go to work and provide for my family at that time. So I had to do college the hard way. I went nights. Took me years to get through, however I did. And what I learned from that, along with the career that I'm in, which I still am the owner of a construction company since 1985, the college and the career put together makes everybody, or could make anybody and everybody, so successful in their lives. And that's what, in my humble opinion, life is all about. As educators, higher level school educators, you give these young adults and adults too, the opportunity to do better for their families, themselves. And my heart goes out to you because sometimes it's hard to get the people to come back. And as this says, some college, but they just couldn't finish for whatever reasons. Their life took them in a different direction. So this is extremely admirable. As I spoke with the doctor, the state has $3 million in this position right now. In the next couple of days, we're going to be settling a $54 billion budget in New Jersey. So with that, I do hope, and I believe my voice is being heard, let's hope, that we're going to get more than $3 million. We're pushing for $8 million to bring these young adults back to college so that they could have a better career than what they have today. So with that being said, thank you so much for having me. Enjoy the day. Thank you, Doctor.
Those words were perfect. Thank you, Assemblyman. I really appreciate that. Before I dive in, I would like to first extend a special thank you to Middlesex College. Any representatives from Middlesex College here? Okay, back there in the back. And especially President McCormick, even though he couldn't be here today, we want to thank Middlesex and President McCormick for so graciously hosting us on this campus today. Making college and post-secondary pathways not only more affordable and accessible, but also ensuring students have the tools to succeed through to completion and into rewarding careers has been one of my central priorities as Secretary. Under Governor Murphy's administration, we have created affordable pathways to 2- and 4-year degrees through the New Jersey College Promise Program, our CCOG and Garden State Guarantee programs. We've maximized opportunities for all students to succeed through increased investments in game-changing programs like the Educational Opportunity Fund, or EOF, as we all know, supported students' basic needs through the Hunger-Free Campus Designation need grants, and empowered our innovation economy through the Career Accelerator Internship Grant Program and cross-sector partnerships like what we have with the New Jersey Economic Development Authority's WIND Institute. We're helping our students and residents gain the skills they need to thrive in the jobs of tomorrow by focusing on policies and investments that are student-centered and future-focused. But one of our biggest areas for opportunity had not yet been tapped. Students who stopped out of school with some college credit but left before completing their credential. In New Jersey, it is estimated that there are between 750,000 to up to 1 million individuals who fall in this category. What's more, this population experienced an unemployment rate of nearly 10% last year, which is the highest unemployment rate for all levels of education, meaning almost 1 million people in New Jersey, almost 1 million people in a state with 9.3 million people, were missing out on the life-changing opportunity that a high-quality degree or credential provides. And that's why many of you, through our Some College, No Degree initiative, comes in. Funded for the very first time in this fiscal year, in FY23, Governor Murphy and our legislative partners invested $3 million for our initiative's inaugural year, during which we've laid the groundwork to reach out and re-engage these learners. A big part of that work has been our innovative partnership with Re-Up, who you will hear from later today. Together with our 17 institutions participating in the initial cohort, our hope is to reignite the spark to return and complete by helping those at some college overcome barriers to re-enrollment. We know that those barriers often are not that insurmountable, but we want to help them overcome those barriers, telling them about the financial aid and support that's become available since they may have started college, like our College Promise program, and re-emphasizing the ways a credential continues to open the doors to exciting new opportunities by boosting lifetime earnings, accelerating socioeconomic mobility, and uplifting the health and well-being of entire communities. Of course, our conversation on this topic would not be where it is without the insights of the National Student Clearinghouse, who has done such amazing work to track and bring national attention to this oft-forgotten student population who have so much untapped potential, and you'll hear from a clearinghouse representative later on today. We'll also hear from the Institute for Higher Education Policy, who is on the way, and who will share action strategies learned from Degrees When Due, a nationwide initiative in which New Jersey participates. As you know, success does not happen in a vacuum. It requires hard work and intentionality. And as we continue to rebound from the pandemic and adjust to shifting dynamics, a whole-of-state approach where we work closely with on-the-ground partners and those across government to help students return by taking advantage of the incredible opportunities available to them is vital. From partnering with our institutions of higher education to support returning students, to working with employers to upskill their staff and fill the gaps in the workforce, our goal is to ensure that our state and economy is stronger and more resilient, recognizing that our residents are our most critical resource. There's so many stories, too many of them actually, of people who have yet to fulfill their true and full potential because they simply stopped out and stopped short of getting the degree that they were on the path to achieving. And I'm sure that all of you in this room either have family members, I know I do, or friends who fall into this category. We're invested in empowering their comeback story, so those individuals are able to realize their potential and live fuller, more gratifying lives. And if there's anything we want our adult learners to know, it's this: New Jersey's higher education system has not forgotten about you. It is never too late to re-engage and come back to earn your degree. Later, you will hear from a student panel who've done just that. Each have their own story to tell about the journey that has brought them back to school to earn their degree. Together, these students, Elvira, Girardi, Matthew, Lauren, and Corey, represent the diverse experiences and unique circumstances that some college no-degree students often navigate. To understand how to serve this population is to understand how they, with the right support and encouragement, were able to successfully return. We want to thank them for their courage and willingness to share their stories with us. Our ability to make a difference is only as deep as our understanding of the people behind the data. Now, as I said before, it takes a whole-of-state approach, which includes our government leaders, without whom the investment in this work would not be possible. So in addition to thanking Assemblyman Karabinchak, I'd also like to take a moment to recognize Governor Murphy, Senate President Scutari, Speaker Coughlin, for their leadership of the state and for understanding of the importance of investing in these students. I'd also like to thank the leading voices in the legislature on issues of higher education, particularly longtime Assembly Higher Education Chairwoman Myla Jacey and Senator Andrew Zwicker, who I'm not sure, is Senator Zwicker's staff member here? Maybe not yet. If so, we welcome them when they come. We also collaborate with many sister agencies that includes our close partner, HESA, who also joins us today. HESA staff, raise your hands and wave. They're very important. They control all the student financial aid. So if you've got financial aid questions, that's the table to go to right there. And as some of you may know, and as the Assemblyman mentioned, the state is fast approaching June 30th, which is the deadline for the governor signing the fiscal year 24 budget. Therein, thanks to the leaders I just mentioned, we hope to see another year of funding for this initiative. And for the second year, funded at $8 million, fingers crossed, we will have a $5 million increase in investment toward this vital student population to re-engage even more students, or more former students to become current students. With that additional funding, we hope to keep building on this foundational year and to explore the ways that wraparound support services focus on adult-specific retention and completion strategies may increase our impact. That's why the work and conversations taking place here today are so important, because they'll help us drive forward this truly life-changing work that you are partnering with us to help shape and lead on each of your respective campuses. And so in thinking about that, I'd like to leave us all with a couple questions for reflection that we can return to as we conclude the day. So first, how can we help both reduce the number of students stopping out, and in recognizing factors outside of our control, we know that life happens, also create a system that welcomes students back to return and complete? Second, how can we create policies and systems that help these students navigate through the many diverse barriers they may face? And third, how can we, whether as individuals, as an institution, or the state, utilize our roles to support and advocate for these students? What can we do now, and what can we begin doing today to make long-term changes? I look forward to hearing and learning from each of you today and continuing to work with you beyond this convening. And as we get started, I also want to take a moment to recognize the OSHE staff in the room who work tirelessly to carry out the mission of the office and to advocate on behalf of students all across the state. I often say I, but we in our office, because we're a team, we have a tremendous staff. In all of the higher education initiatives, I often get the credit because I'm standing in front of the room talking, but I can't do it without the staff that I have. So I want all the OSHE staff who are here and present today to please stand, be acknowledged, and be celebrated, because you're an amazing team, and I can't do what I do without you. OSHE staff. And some of these people over standing on the side, they're OSHE staff as well. They're not just here from the college. Like I said, these folks work behind the scenes on behalf of more than the 450,000 students in New Jersey in higher education to be more successful. I mean, I even employed my own kids who are here today as workers. I'm getting them started early. Who knows, maybe they'll be a dean or a faculty member at some point in the future. So with that, I want to hand it over to my colleague, Donna Rogalski, to kick off today's programming. Thank you all for being here, and look forward to the day.